Okay, guys, my first and favorite wrestle up technique. I'm in the S position here, and I'm gonna shoot a low single. Guys, when you shoot a low single, I don't care how athletic, how strong, how powerful this guy is, you can take any man down with a low single. I'm gonna grab his heel, and I'm gonna attack the knee. We're gonna have counter pressure, and my partner's gonna collapse. The greatest low single wrestler in history was John Smith. Okay, so a lot of these techniques is from years of studying John Smith. Okay, when you shoot a wrestle up and you go to the leg and you start wrestling here, it's good, but there's a lot of power in the leg. The higher up you go, the more power there is. Okay, the closer you go to the hip, the more power. We're gonna be shooting to the ankle, guys. We're staying away from the powerful hips. We're gonna take our partner down with ease. Okay, so we're here like so. We're doing wrestle up. We talked about distance control. I'm not gonna let Neil circle around me. I'm not gonna let him close the distance. And he's trying to score points up on the board. He's bringing his leg forward. Look how I'm gonna grab his heel. When I grab his heel, I palm the back of the Achilles here, the heel as low as possible. My elbow has to be on the floor, okay? What I don't want is to grab the leg like so. A lot of people grab the leg like so. This is no good. Your arm is not hooking the bottom of the leg, okay, the ankle. Let's go back in the middle here. I need to grab that ankle, okay? I'm not hooking around the calf or knee. I'm going immediately to the ankle. I'm cupping the back of the ankle. My elbow goes to the floor. My elbow's on the floor. Now I can put all my weight on the elbow. I put my head on the inside of his knee. Guys, you could also put your entire neck. That's fine. When I shoot it, sometimes my head slips through, and look where I am. I'm completely deep. It's not a problem. It's not a major difference. If you can put the top of your head, the temple, it's even more powerful. Can you stand upright, strong? Look, I can push Neil's knee towards the camera here and collapse him down to the ground. Okay, I don't care how big, how strong he is. I'm taking him down. Let's go again here. I'm in my wrestle up position. I was controlling the distance. Here comes the shot. I trap the back of his heel, and I put my elbow on the ground. When I put my elbow on the ground, I put all my weight on that elbow and on my knees, okay? I distribute my weight on those 3 points, just like so, okay? You can see I have my toes in the ground. Now here, I'm gonna start pushing forward with my head. I'm trapping the back of the heel, and I'm circling to the leg that's free, okay? So he's got one leg that's trapped, one leg that's free. Look how I circle to the free leg, and I bring him down on the mat. When I bring him down on the mat, I'm gonna elevate his heels over his head and start passing. Okay, my partner's here again. Number one, I'm doing distance control. My partner's trying to close the distance. Let's go over here. I'm shooting into the legs. There it is. Look at my strong position. I have one hand on the mat. I have my toes in the ground. My weight is distributed on my knees and elbow, and I'm gonna push off my toes. My toes are gonna propel me forward. When I push off my toes, I'm trapping the free leg. Look how I'm trapping the free leg. I'm going elbow deep. That's gonna knock him down, and I'm getting on top. And now I start attacking my partner with passing. Okay? Maybe I was starting in seated guard, and I decided it's time for me to wrestle up. I switch to my S position. I start to fight with my partner here. I start to hand fight. Now I shoot. When I shoot, I trap that heel. I put my elbow on the ground, and I drive my body into the inside of the knee, right in here, okay? I don't want to attack straight onto the knee. I want to go on the inside and push that knee out. I come up, I start to push that knee out. Very important element here. I don't want my hips higher than my head. I don't want my head down. This is a common mistake. And hips up. Here, Neil can reach around, grab my hips, and lift them up over my head here, and start to lift me and start throwing me off his leg and killing my shot, okay? Guys, when you shoot, your head is up, your hips are down. I shoot like so. Now, my head is in his knee, my hips are down. If you were to try to reach for my hips, go reach for my hips, they're too heavy. They're too heavy and they're too far away. If I'm down like so, which I see a lot of people when they try to learn low single, they have this kind of habit of putting their head down. And now you try to reach across his leg, it's not gonna work, okay? You're gonna get crushed here. Guys, I need my spine to act like a spear, okay? My spine is straight. I'm attacking the inside of the knee. Now if Neil tries to reach, he won't be able to. He won't be able to get the angle, okay? And I bring him down to his hips, and I get on top of him, holding both ankles. Okay, let's see it again. I'm in the S position. Just go over here so we don't get out of the shot. I'm here like so. It's time to shoot. I shoot forward. I push off my 2 toes here. Remember we said we were loading our toes. I'm fighting with Neil here. Here it is. I shoot. I circle. Hips down, head up. Hips down, head up. And I shoot. And I get on top. Guys, if Neil had his other leg forward, it wouldn't bother me in the least. I'm going to grab this ankle. Okay, I grab whatever ankle's forward. When I shoot, I do the exact same maneuver. Me and him are wrestling. Look how I shoot. I'm pushing off these toes. I'm driving inside his knee. As he collapses, I reach for the free leg, and I circle, and I get on top. Okay? There's no difference. It doesn't matter to me what leg is forward. We're wrestling. Here it is. Switch side. Here it is. Look how I push. My hips are down. This is very important, okay? Don't shoot like this. This is not powerful at all. Okay? It's not the same thing. My hips are down. I'm driving. As he's collapsing, I'm climbing up, and here I am. One more here, guys. This is the most important. Wrestle up. Me and my partner are wrestling. We're wrestling. Boom, there it is. Me and my partner are wrestling. Switch legs. Boom. Here it is. I start to drive. Knock him down. Come up. Okay, guys. The low single from an S position. The most powerful, in my opinion. Wrestle up. Let's give it a try. I want you to imagine if you were working the bench press for a year. If you've never done bench press before and then you started doing bench press for a whole year, you would easily double your 1 rep max. Okay, same thing if you've never done any barbell squats, back squats, you would easily double your back squat. A novice will easily double his back squat in about a year of regular training. If you train 2-3 times a week on the back squat, very easily within a year you'll double your strength on the squat. Exactly so with the Kimura Power Trainer. If you work the Kimura Power Trainer for a year, you're gonna easily double because you've never done it before, okay? You've never done heavy reps with a Kimura grip, okay? It's a very specific muscle group, very specific action. Just like the bench is a very specific action. Of course, I could tether this to a cable, to a cable machine. I can tether this to a sled drag, you know, just dragging the sled. If I'm doing an outdoor workout, I can use this on the sled. I can incorporate the power trainer in many, many different ways. Okay? I can easily double my Kimura strength in a year. After 2-3 years, of course, the gains will slow down, but you'll be incredibly powerful on the mat. When you grab somebody in a Kimura, your Kimura strength will quadruple very, very quickly. Because again, it's specific adaptation to impose demand. Okay? That's an exercise science principle. Your body adapts specifically to the exercises you do. That's why we want to be as specific to the mat as possible. Okay, whether you're doing MMA or you're doing jiu-jitsu, Kimura is a staple maneuver. When we grab that Kimura, when we're doing our conditioning, we want to implement the Kimura Power Trainer. Why? When we're doing our circuits, when we're doing our strength training, because it's specific to our sport. When we grab somebody in the Kimura, they'll know they were much stronger than average. Okay, just like you would become much stronger than average in your chest or your legs if you were doing back squat and bench press. This is a staple tool, and of course it's a staple maneuver in martial arts. Let's adapt to the strengths, the specific strength needed for our Kimuras. Let's give it a try. Okay guys, I'm introducing to you the power trainer, the Kimura Power Trainer. I grab it just like I would grab a Kimura in a jiu-jitsu match or MMA match. And now I have a nice firm grip on the Kimura trainer, and I'm gonna be working the exact muscles I use when I'm applying a Kimura. It's already tethered to a bungee cord here. The further I pull away from the bungee cord, the more resistance I'm gonna meet, okay? My first exercise is a standing exercise. Very important, when I torque on the Kimura, I don't wanna pivot from my lower back, okay? I wanna pivot from my feet. I never wanna turn my torso one direction and my feet pointing in another, okay? That's very dangerous for the lower back. If you do that for a lot of reps over the years, you're gonna tweak your lower back. Guys, my feet are gonna pivot along with my upper body, okay? Imagine 2 arrows pointing from my shoulders towards the camera. My feet and those 2 arrows have to point in the same direction at all times, okay? I'm pivoting with my entire body and not with just my upper body, okay? Here I'm gonna apply pressure on the Kimura. I'm gonna start to pivot and apply pressure. You'll notice I'm working the specific muscles of the Kimura. I can go right into a hold. I'm going right into an isometric hold. I'm gonna release that isometric hold, and I'm gonna go for another rep. Okay, when I grab that power trainer, I put the tricep behind my back so I can use it as leverage, okay? I'm gripping the Kimura grip, no thumbs. Here's the pivot. I come out, I pivot, and I hold for 3 seconds. I release and repeat. I'm gonna hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Release and repeat. Guys, of course, we're doing both sides. The first exercise is a standing exercise. In my opinion, it's the best exercise. It's gonna develop your core, your back, your legs, and of course, all the muscles in, when you use Kimura action, your forearms, your hands, your wrists. I like a 3-second pause. Sometimes I do a 5-second pause. Sometimes I do a 10-second pause. I'm using my entire body. I'm applying Kimura pressure. That's the first exercise. The second exercise, I'm gonna get down on the ground. I'm gonna get perpendicular to the band. Again, as always, I'm gonna wrap up that Kimura grip. Once I wrap up that Kimura grip, I'm gonna bridge away from the band. If I want more tension, I'm gonna shrimp, 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 and now just like I would in a fight, a jiu-jitsu match or an MMA fight, I'm gonna bridge. Now I'm gonna bridge into a 3-second pause. I will do a set of 10 reps, and then of course, I'm gonna do the other side. I grab the Kimura power trainer, I shrimp, I find the right tension, and I bridge. Find the right tension with 1 or 2 reps, and then once you find that right tension, it's time now to do your set. Over time, I'm gonna develop the specific strength needed to apply Kimura. Exercise number 3, I'm gonna go from standing to ground, okay? I'm gonna go into a deck squat, I'm gonna roll down, I'm gonna pivot perpendicular, and I'm gonna bridge. I'm gonna hold, release, come right back up. Okay? Now if I'm going against a wrestler, and he grabs my leg, of course I wanna go into my Kimura trap series. I grab that Kimura, I get used to rolling to my back and bridging and stretching and applying force on that Kimura. Of course, the band is gonna resist. I'm developing the specific muscles. I get back up. Once I get back up, I'm gonna hit the other side. I'm not only developing strength, I'm developing technique. I also like to use the power trainer on one knee. Okay, so if I'm doing Kimura from north-south, I'm applying pressure. I'll do both sides. You guys create the right tension on the band. Go into a rep, an isometric hold. Finishing a Kimura, oftentimes, it requires for us to put an isometric hold. Okay, guys, I want you to imagine if you were working the bench press for a year. If you've never done bench press before, and then you started doing bench press for a whole year, you would easily double your 1 rep max. Okay, same thing if you've never done any barbell squats, back squats, you would easily double your back squat. A novice will easily double his back squat in about a year of regular training. If you train 2-3 times a week on the back squat, very easily within a year, you'll double your strength on the squat. Exactly so with the Kimura power trainer. If you work the Kimura power trainer for a year, you're gonna easily double because you've never done it before, okay? You've never done heavy reps with a Kimura grip. Okay? It's a very specific muscle group, very specific action. Just like the bench is a very specific action. Of course, I could tether this to a cable machine. I can tether this to a sled drag, you know, just dragging the sled. If I'm doing an outdoor workout, I can use this on the sled. I can incorporate the power trainer in many, many different ways. Okay? I can easily double my Kimura strength in a year. After 2-3 years, of course, the gains will slow down, but you'll be incredibly powerful on the mat. When you grab somebody in a Kimura, your Kimura strength will quadruple very, very quickly. Because again, it's specific adaptation to impose demand. Okay, that's an exercise science principle. Your body adapts specifically to the exercises you do. That's why we want to be as specific to the mat as possible. Okay, whether you're doing MMA or you're doing jiu-jitsu, Kimura is a staple maneuver. When we grab that Kimura, when we're doing our conditioning, we want to implement the Kimura Power Trainer. Why? When we're doing our circuits, when we're doing our strength training, because it's specific to our sport. When we grab somebody in the Kimura, they'll know they were much stronger than average, okay? Just like you would become much stronger than average in your chest or your legs if you were doing back squat and bench press. This is a staple tool, and of course it's a staple maneuver in martial arts. Let's adapt to the strengths, the specific strength needed for our Kimuras. Let's give it a try.